Have you ever heard of a place where life pulsates with energy around every corner? Where the culture is vibrant, the food is mouth-watering, and people greet you with a smile? Well, that place exists, and it's right here in Central America. Despite the unfair stereotypes and judgments that often surround it, this country has been winning the hearts of tourists worldwide. Each year, more people are enchanted by its lively cities, its architecture that blends ancient and modern, its history full of twists and turns, and its breathtaking nature. We're talking about Mexico, a country that goes far beyond what people say about it. And get ready, because this is just the beginning. Mexico is a giant in Central America. To the north, it borders the United States. To the south, Guatemala and Belize. Washed by the waters of the Gulf of Mexico to the east and the Pacific Ocean to the west, the country boasts over 10,000 kilometers of coastline. Landscapes that look straight out of a postcard. With an area of nearly 2 million square kilometers and a population exceeding 127 million inhabitants, Mexico is a world apart, full of colors, flavors, and stories you need to discover. And in this video, we're taking you right there. Shall we discover what makes Mexico one of the most fascinating countries on the planet? The Mexican flag has 3 vertical stripes in green, white, and red. In the past, these colors had religious meanings, but today they symbolize other values. Green represents hope, white represents unity and cohesion, and red represents the bloodshed for the country's independence. Mexico is the 14th largest economy in the world and the 2nd largest in Latin America, only behind Brazil. The exploitation of large natural gas and oil reserves provided the country with exceptional economic growth in the 1970s and 1980s. To this day, Mexico owes much of its growing wealth to oil resources. Its currency is the Mexican peso, and the income level is similar to other South American countries, with an average of $800 per month. This land was once the cradle of great civilizations, such as the Mayans and Aztecs, who practically disappeared with the arrival of the Spanish. However, their vestiges remain, mainly in the form of pyramids and temples scattered throughout the country. Mexico was a Spanish colony starting in 1521, after the territory's conquest by Spain. After 3 centuries under Spanish rule, the country declared its independence in 1810, which initiated a long war that lasted until 1821. Subsequently, large parts of Mexico, such as Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, were permanently occupied and annexed by the United States. This is why many Mexicans, especially the more nationalistic ones, do not view Americans favorably, considering the U.S. an occupying and hostile country. Despite this, many Mexicans with precarious living conditions choose to migrate illegally to the U.S., motivated by the immense economic inequality between the two countries. The southern regions of Mexico offer better living conditions than those in the north, as areas near the border are dangerous and have an arid climate. An example is the border city of Tijuana, from where many people attempt to cross illegally into the United States. Viewed from above, the borderline shows almost no residential areas on the American side, as U.S. citizens avoid living near the border for fear of illegal immigrants. The closest American cities, such as San Diego and Los Angeles, are the dream destinations for many Mexicans. Even with low purchasing power, like Colombians, Mexicans have not given up joy and entertainment. They always find a reason to celebrate on weekends. Although geographically Mexico is mostly in North America, the lifestyle of the people is more reminiscent of South American countries. In any Mexican city, you can see very colorful urban areas with a strong presence of street art. But of course, the most vibrant and impressive city in the country is its capital and economic center, Mexico City. Located in the center of the country, Mexico City is the largest Spanish-speaking city in the world, with about 20 million inhabitants. The wealthiest use helicopters to get around, seeking time savings and greater security. It's common to see them landing on top of buildings. Mexico City International Airport is one of the largest and busiest in Latin America. The city has beautiful architecture and very friendly people. It has several historic neighborhoods, where you can see marks of the Spanish colonial period in many buildings. It's also the city with the largest number of urban museums in the world, in addition to squares, gardens, festivals, and historic buildings that can keep any tourist entertained for days. One of the best ways to get to know Mexican culture is to experience its food. Some historians believe that the culinary diversity of a civilization reflects its age. Mexican gastronomy is rich in aromas, colors, and flavors, and the use of spices and chilies is essential. Among the most popular dishes is the taco, a small corn tortilla on which you can put practically any filling. There are as many types of tacos as there are Mexicans. Moreover, Mexicans love Coca-Cola. In the city of San Cristobal, there's the highest per capita consumption of Coca-Cola in the world, which is also related to the high mortality rate from diabetes. The drink is even used in religious rituals there. Mexicans are warm and hospitable people with a great appreciation for personal appearance. Women like to wear jewelry and colorful clothes, and the country's typical attire is beautiful and full of symbolism, being a true cultural icon. Mexico stands out for its diversity and cultural richness. Like Brazil, it's famous for its festivals. The most well-known is the Day of the Dead, when families prepare graves to receive spirits. During this period, homes and cemeteries are decorated with flowers, and the deceased are remembered with great affection. Even Mexican souvenirs reflect the importance of the world of the dead in local culture. Mexican families tend to be large and don't usually follow strict family planning. They value family life, believing that living with family brings happiness. Although Mexico doesn't have an official religion, thanks to the separation of church and state guaranteed by the Constitution, more than 80% of the population is Catholic. The country has the largest number of Spanish speakers in the world. About a third of all Spanish speakers live in Mexico. In small, non-touristy towns, it's difficult to find people who speak English. Mexico has long been a popular tourist destination for North Americans. The city of Puebla, for example, can be reached in a 2-hour drive from Mexico City. It is the 4th largest city in the country, with over 3 million inhabitants. It attracts Mexican and foreign tourists with its historical heritage and beautiful handicrafts. Puebla's historic center is included on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The largest pyramid in Mexico is also the largest in the world by volume. It measures 450 meters wide and 66 meters high, and was built around 300 BC, during the pre-Aztec period, as an offering to one of their gods. All Mexican cities are beautiful, but many consider Guanajuato the most beautiful. It's also a UNESCO heritage site, with its narrow streets and historic architecture. The best way to explore the city is by walking through its charming squares and alleys. Regarding sex tourism, Mexico ranks 10th globally. Until 2008, Mexican teenagers were frequently victims of this type of tourism. For this reason, the government distributed 700,000 copies of a book on sex education in schools. Although prostitution is not legal throughout the country, it is permitted in cities like Tijuana. It is illegal for those under 18. Today, Mexico is one of the most sought-after sex tourism destinations for foreigners. But, despite the stigmas, the country offers much more: delicious food, fascinating culture, stunning beaches, and diverse wildlife. All this makes Mexico a place truly worth visiting, despite the risks. It's true that some of the most dangerous criminal groups in the world operate in the country. Among the 50 most dangerous cities on the planet, 10 are in Mexico. Still, many of those who have migrated there claim that the country is not as dangerous as portrayed by the media. Some Hollywood films and series reinforce the image of Mexico as a third-world country dominated by crimes like human trafficking, drugs, and corruption. However, this is a distorted stereotype. As in any other country, crimes happen, but they are not as terrifying as sensationalist media makes them seem. Most crimes occur among specific groups, in poor areas or on the outskirts. Central tourist and commercial zones, however, are safe and well policed. Therefore, it's possible to visit or even live in Mexico, as long as basic safety precautions are taken. Fun facts about Mexico. Mexico is home to the world's second-largest coral reef. Off the Caribbean coast of Mexico lies the Mesoamerican Reef System, a coral barrier stretching approximately 1,000 kilometers between Mexico and other Central American countries. This reef is one of the most biodiverse marine ecosystems on the planet. You can swim with whale sharks in Mexico. Between May and September, Whale sharks, which can reach up to 12 meters in length, visit Mexican waters, especially in the Riviera Maya region. It's a unique experience for marine life enthusiasts. Day of the Dead and the iconic La Catrina. The famous image of La Catrina, a symbol of the Day of the Dead, was originally created by José Guadalupe Posada as a satire of Mexican high society's obsession with European culture during Porfirio Díaz's government. The celebration takes place in November and is one of Mexico's most important cultural traditions. Mexico's cultural and natural diversity is immense. The country is known for its rich culture, unique traditions, and stunning natural landscapes, ranging from Caribbean beaches to deserts and mountains, offering an enormous variety of experiences for visitors and residents alike. These facts highlight just a glimpse of Mexico's natural and cultural richness, emphasizing its ecological importance and vibrant cultural heritage. If you'd like, I can delve deeper into any of these topics or share other interesting facts about Mexico. Thank you very much for staying with us this far. If you enjoyed this content, please like the video and share it with 5 friends.